Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for June 20th through the 26th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so Sagittarius, let's go ahead and get right into it with the self this week, starting first with your chart ruler, Jupiter. So Jupiter, getting very close to that north node, in your ninth house is helping you learn a lot, I think, about the more expansive view of life. For some of you, it's philosophy. For some of you, it's spirituality. For others, it could be travel and adventure, really accessing that side of it. But whatever that is, it's a very positive week for this because you do have Pluto trining up to your ruler this week for the last time, actually. So this is a very positive aspect that's been going on for about the past 9 months. And now the last and final one is about making this change here. Making this change with self so you can access that adventurousness, that free-spiritedness, and maybe that open-mindedness of the philosophical side if it's on that side of it. So whatever it is, very good. And generally, because it's your ruler too, making change with self. And you've already been feeling this over many years because Pluto's already been in your first house of these deep changes with self, and it could be psychologically, it could be old patterns, things that you're letting go of, really attachments to self and attachments to identity that as you let go of, it creates a liberation. It creates this power that works through you. And that's exactly what is being activated this week with both Pluto in the first trining up to your chart ruler, Jupiter. So that's going to be very strong all week, but again, as we approach the weekend, but right at the beginning of the week on Monday, we do have a full moon in your sign. So there's this now culminating point from over the past 6 months when the sun was in your sign, now at this halfway point. So if there's anything you've been involved with over the past 6 months, it could be a culmination with that, maybe with goals, maybe with your identity, maybe with your desires in life, whatever that's been generally or just overall. It's this high point. And so it's great to do this status check during the beginning of the week. See what's working, what's not, and be willing to let go of what's not working or modify what's not working and put energy into what is. And this is the status check. And then as you continue for the next 6 months, you'll continue to cultivate a lot of these same things. All right, so that's the awareness. At the very least, you guys have this awareness about self, awareness about your desires and the things you do want to cultivate in your life. So that's the self this week. Now, in terms of relationships, this is an area of challenge. I think it's good for you to challenge yourself here this week. And it's nothing major because Mercury is such a fast mover, and we've already had a lot of this energy in orb. But basically what we have is we have Mercury now going over this Grand Cross position. So this was the location of the last new moon. If you recall, there was that Grand Cross. So now Mercury's catching up to the sun and flying past this point of the chart. So this is important in relationships because Mercury rules your 7th house. In fact, there's already a lot shifting towards relationships this week because you have the sun and Venus in that 7th. So you'll find this week that you could be enjoying those interpersonal connections. You could be enjoying your relationships. There's a lot of energy, maybe self-expression to be gained through those connections, but with balance and with this constructive approach. And what I mean by that is on Monday, when Mercury starts to form these aspects, he'll be opposing up to Saturn and squaring up to Neptune. So this is about balance, and this is about the fact that there's a lot of improvement energy going on. You know, the last lunar cycle was in your 6th house. And so right now, maybe your relationships are going through this analysis. Maybe there's this seeing that there could be things improved, but it really starts with self, and it's all about improving self and personal development. And all of that is great for you to continue to work on and constructively implement this week, which could be directly positive towards your relationships. But in terms of this Monday, we want to stay nice and balanced with it. We want to stay nice and balanced with those relationships. We don't want to get too caught up into overly realistic to where it becomes pessimistic or heavy, dense thinking or dense interactions. That's the Saturn in the 12th house. And at the same time, we don't want to just get too caught up into just the the improvement and analyzing and seeing how things can be improved outside of ourselves. So there's a balance here, and I think it's an integration of where you can have compassion, you can have detachment, acceptance in your relationship within moderation, and at the same time, a healthy amount of wanting to improve your life can bridge this gap, and this can help you work constructively with what is this Grand Cross energy this week. Now, in terms of the square from Neptune, this might be some uncertainty about the relationship stuff. So again, detachment really goes a long ways with that. Then as we get into Wednesday, this side of it, Mercury will be squaring up to your ruler Jupiter. So keeping the communications very important, very open, or working on the communications on Wednesday, I think will be key, not just in relationships, but in all areas of your life. And watching any over extremes with the relationships on Wednesday, over optimism, under optimism, anything like that. We want to stay nice and even with it. See things for how they are, but not to any extreme either way. And so that's the constructive side. And again, I think it's all about building and working towards what can be this very long-term and very constructive new type of relationship energy unfolding this week. But again, it's long-term into the future. All right, so that's the relationships. In terms of your work, we do have, again, a Mercury who rules that 10th house of yours and is in your 6th house, really emphasizing the same Grand Cross regarding the work. So same thing on Monday, balance with that. Neptune detachment from that can help liberate you. All right, and overwork too. You want to watch any overemphasis of Saturn, getting too much into that. Again, it's about awareness and having everything on that even keel. And then on Wednesday, that Mercury squaring up to Jupiter in the North Node might be that over optimism, under optimism with the work stuff. So again, seeing that there are opportunities, but they are in that long-term big picture sense. All right, and then now in terms of the finances, this is going to be seen by Saturn, who is still retrograde. There might be uncertainties about all this, which is this square up to Neptune. And so it's important, again, to have that detachment with this area also. But it's all through this reflection. It's good to rehash, rethink the financial stuff, let go, be detached, and really ask yourself what you truly value beyond the material realm. Because Neptune is about transcendence. And you guys are going through this transcendental energy regarding your values, really going beyond them. And detaching can help that area flow and can even liberate you spiritually, so to speak. All right, so those are the key areas in terms of the overview. We've pretty much covered everything. Right at the beginning of the week, you do have this full moon in your sign. Pluto trining up to Jupiter all week long. A lot of this awareness of self, positive energy to make change in your life. Again, maybe have that adventurous spirit, which is very natural for you. This is your house, the 9th house. But there's a lot to learn with this still. It's a new kind of energy in that sense. Then as the week unfolds, extra attention and balance both with relationships and work, which is that Mercury Grand Cross energy, although I think you can be enjoying the relationship stuff with Venus there. And then the financial stuff, that surrender, letting go, and detaching can really go a long ways. All right, so Sagittarius, I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next week.